Hello, and welcome to IheartRadio's The Lounge. Thanks for coming around to the place where time flows as smooth as this sounds. Just relax and feel breezy while this piano flows through your ears nice and easy. Where our problems just drift away, no matter if it's night or day. Let's accept that things will be okay, we say. Welcome to The Lounge on IheartRadio. Welcome, my friends, to The Lounge, our little corner of the world where we make it our place to bring relaxation to your headspace. The music and sound, along with news that has been found. During different segments, we'll take callers for any questions or conversations to be had. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy The Lounge on IheartRadio. For those unfamiliar, I'm Emerson Jr., reading you the news brought to you by Italian Jedi, while we listen to music by our very own Harry Nicholson. May 12th, House Democrats considered new stablecoin bill proposal. The proposal comes weeks after Republicans introduced their own discussion draft of a new bill. House Dems consider their own version of the long-anticipated stablecoin. The focus of the bill is to address the legality and protocol of stablecoins, which are widely and commonly used in markets to trade in and out of volatile coins. New Dem versions focus supposedly on consumer protection and wouldn't allow non-bank stablecoin issuers to tap Fed Reserve's programs. May 14th, First mover Asia Bitcoin regains 27K amid encouraging macro technical signs. Also, the stablecoin supply ratio has dropped 11% over the past 11 days, suggesting that buying power for stablecoins may be increasing, writes CoinDesk analyst Glenn Williams. After 7 consecutive days of steady decline on the largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Bitcoin has steadied at 27,165, but still remains down 10% since May 5th. Stablecoin supply ratio, or SSR, has declined 11% over the last 11 days, indicating an increase in buy pressure for BTC. Higher SSR potentially indicates weaker buying power, whilst the lowest value indicates increased buying pressure. May 15th, G7 finance ministers discuss crypto regulation ahead of Japan's summit next week. Representatives for the 7 advanced economies signaled a commitment to following norms set by standard setters FSB and IMF on crypto and central bank digital currencies. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who is also summit host for this year, has suggested that G7 leaders are set to state joint support for much more stringent crypto rules. FSB's finalization of high-level recommendations is expected by July 2023. May 16th, 1 million individual wallets now hold a whole Bitcoin. A major bump in such wallets came after an implosion of the crypto exchange FTX between November and January. Individual wallets holding at least one whole Bitcoin set a milestone metric earlier this week, suggesting long-term sustainment for tokens to remain intact as a broader market bogs down the price of Bitcoin. The millionth mark was crossed on Monday, represents a 20% increase since February 2022. Data shows that BTC wallets holding one full token grew by 79,000 between November and January amid the FTX debacle, which prices dropped below 16K. May 18th, NFT trading volume on track to drop below 1 billion. But does that metric matter? A new report from DappRadar suggests that while NFT trading volume is trending down, the number of traders and sales remain high, suggesting a shift in trader behavior. NFT markets are evolving, and measuring the success really depends on which metric you're looking at to gauge. DApp Radar released a new report on Thursday, which shows that NFT trading volume has reached 333 million so far, putting it on track to fall below 1 billion for the first time in 2023. Unique wallets linked to NFT trading grew by 27% in May, attributing to the growth of Milady's NFT collection, which pumped significantly due to the tweet from Elon Musk. This activity also sent ETH gas fees skyrocketing. Overall, Ethereum continues to lead the NFT market in trading value, though other blockchains like Sol and Chain have higher numbers of NFT sales, with 26.9% of the NFT sales taking place on Polygon and 13% on Solana, according to DApp Radar. Trading volume doesn't necessarily correlate to investors losing interest. It could just likely be an indication that behaviors in trading are occurring in the macro environment. So take it as you will. What's going on, everybody? This is Emerson Jr. here from the lounge. We're going to have our special guest today, Panda The Creator. He's going to give a nice background on what he's doing, anything that he has cooking right now. Panda, what you got going on?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Today actually, finishing up my last Panda, which is Scrappy today. I'm actually creating Panda World. Panda World is going to be an art-based NFT project coming to Hedera, and I still need to work on the count right now of what the main count's going to be for all the NFTs and the launch pad, but we can talk about the pandas themselves. Right now, there's going to be 4 main pandas. We have the OG panda, we have Scrappy, we have Kumi, and of course, Skullboy. Now, these pandas are all going to have their own unique traits to match their personalities. So when you receive a panda and you get one, pretty much the reason why I wanted to go that route is I want people to really like which pandas they get. So what I did is I created some lore for each panda. So if you go into my Discord, you'll have information of what each panda represents. So right now, just like a little quick one, Scrappy would be like the kid of the group. He's really wild. Kumi's a fashionista. She loves clothing, fashion, all that good stuff. And Skullboy's the mischievous panda. He's always getting into trouble. He wears a lot of masks. That's his whole trait right now. And OG is the all-around panda. OG panda is going to have all the cool traits that you usually see in awesome NFT projects, but with my own little spin to it. Right now, the big deal with Panda World is that I'm working with my daughter. With them, what's going on is she's actually giving me ideas for these panda traits. So she's actually working alongside of me and drawing herself and having all these great ideas that I'm implementing into the pandas. And what I'm going to be doing with this NFT collection is I'm actually going to get her drawings. And since Hedera has those awesome NFTs where you can put multiple files into them, I'm going to go ahead and attach her art to the NFT themselves. So you'll be able to get a piece of her art as well as like the main panda with the NFT that you get. So that's like the main thing I'm doing with these pandas. It's just been a great time right now. I've been working on it for about 5 months now. Looking forward to getting everything ready to go. So the next step would be to, of course, get, the quantity of how I want to do it. And of course, the price range and then the launch pad. So those things are coming really soon, actually, because I'm trying to get this done, this is going to be alpha by June. So next month, these pandas should be out. And I'm really excited. to get everything ready to go. I do want to mention that this PFP is going to be awesome because it's my full PFP collection. Then it's just during the year that I've been here on Hedera, and during the times that I've been creating awesome art, it's just culminating to this big world that I want to do. And I feel that the PFPs that you're going to be receiving is going to unlock a lot of things coming up for Panda World. So holding these main PFPs, which would be the Gen 1 collection for Panda World, it's going to open up a lot of other things that I'm going to be doing, which is going to include like the 3D art that I usually do, or if I get into music, or if I get into games, or if I get into whatever can come up in the 3D realm, in the Web3 world. I want to be a part of it, and I want to be able to, make sure that my holders get a piece of everything that I get into, and that's going to be um, how I'm going to do it. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. That's pretty much what I've been doing. I don't know if you have any questions, or anybody else has any questions. I'd be happy to help, happy to answer them. But yeah, Panda World.
Absolutely not taking questions right now, but let me knock two of these out of the way real quick.
Okay.
So, how long does it take for you to do each art piece? Like, what's your influence and inspiration for all this? Because you seem like somebody who's always at it. Like, ever since I got in this space, it seems like you always have another project you're working on. Like, you're just grinding every day. And what kind of keeps you going with that? Where does it all come from?
Well, the my main inspiration right now is my daughter. She actually like really pushes me because she's drawing every day, and she'll show me different ideas, and it just like clicks for me that what I can do for the pandas. But as far as like how long it takes, well, the base layer itself, I coming up with the four pandas. They have evolved from how I had them before, because when I started, it was just the OG panda, and he was inside the cool box. I don't know if you remember it, but my first NFT collection was the blockchain pandas,
Absolutely.
and from there it evolved into the cruiser pandas, which that's where I made the main four characters that I have. And there was a fifth, which is Time Traveler, but he's going to be coming out soon. I have an idea for him, but right now the four main pandas I came out of the cruiser pandas, and then when I did the collab with Creamies, that's when it just opened my mind, because when they actually ate the ice cream, they started developing these crazy personalities now. And what sprouted out of that was like their facial features, like they got their their face features, because they were just like a block on their head, and that was pretty much it, in the eyes. And now with that, it just opened my eyes to creating something even better by giving them personalities. And I feel during the time of getting Panda World like set up, what I want to do is like really get into their personality. So you might see like different things popping out just because of who they are. And so I want to focus on, different things per panda as well. And of course doing group stuff with them and all that. But yeah, the inspiration, that's pretty much it. It took me a while to get like these bases done right. I went through quite a few different takes on them, and this one that I landed on is just something I fell in love with. I just like how they look. But yeah, it does take me a bit to get it, because when I was doing a lot of 3D art and going back to doing 2D art, it was a big kind of shift for me. And I miss 3D art right now. So, like right now I am working, I'm doing some cool stuff with a kid called Beast right now. So that's like giving my 3D element is still like, so I won't get rusty on it. So I'm doing a lot of 3D stuff with them. But then I'm gonna also come back to bringing the pandas back into 3D, and I can't wait to get that set up. But yeah, that's pretty much that's. I hope that hopefully that answers that question.
It definitely did, man. Yeah, I look at a lot of your art, and I just love it. I could tell that there's a whole lot of time that you put into each piece, and the whole fact that you're doing that with your daughter is just that's awesome. Because I'm also a dad. I have two kids, two daughters, and I try to take the time out and have them involved in the things that I do. And if it happens to be something they love, then I'll definitely capitalize even harder on it. I think that's awesome, man. I love it. Anybody have
Amazing.
any questions for Panda?
You said you had two, right? I know I answered
Yes, I have
one.
two.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. Yeah, I got one. 9 and 3. Well, she's about to be 3. She
Oh,
feels
that's
like she's
amazing.
4.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
Yeah, mine's 8 right now, so she's getting also mischievous too. So it's pretty funny, but she's coming up with some great ideas. Like I was like fine tuning some, and then she comes out of nowhere. She's like, "Dad, what if you do it where it looks like a skull on the face, but it's like painted?" And she's like trying to describe like the whole Day of the Dead type of look. And I was like, yeah, like that's a great idea. Like I would definitely try to.
I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
She came up with like the Day of the Dead, so she started drawing like little pandas, like with their little skull faces and like the paintings. And I was like, that sounds perfect. Like maybe you're not right now with this PFP collection, but I'm thinking like during in October and stuff like that, you'll see some cool stuff that you'll be able to get when for the airdrops that I'm doing, because I do want to work with Atlantis, and because a lot of the stuff I want to do, it's just easy to airdrop different things. So I'm thinking because I have a collection out right now, which is the Pandaween, like the Halloween inspired one, and
Hmm.
maybe during that time, whoever's holding those is going to get airdropped some Day of the Dead like um, pandas. But yeah, I think
That's
it's
cool.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait because I'm a holder of the Pandaweens also. I
Oh,
have
sweet.
Voorhees, and I think I have the Freddy one.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
loved it. Loved it.
yeah, I think it's gonna
Definitely
be
sit my home.
I think it's gonna be fun being able to utilize the airdropping feature, and just different ideas that I have. I'll just like send them to holders and stuff like that. So I think that'd be fun.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that definitely is fun. All right. Doesn't look like anybody really has any questions right now. I think everybody really knows who you are, um, with all your work and all the projects that you work with. Your name's really everywhere. I remember I was watching an interview with you before, and you were talking about how you got into H bar and stuff like that. And as if I remember, it wasn't that long ago, but your name is pretty renowned in H bar.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Like I said, it's been about a year and a half now that I've been in here, but it's been awesome. The community's great. I always like working with different projects. So I've worked with a lot of good projects recently, like doing their videos for them, or some logos, or you know 3D stuff for them. And I'm always open for more, because that's just what I like to do. I like to help. I like to be involved. I like to share my knowledge. I just love that. And with Hedera, I think a lot of communities are open to that. And now with like working with a kid called Beast, I feel the same way. They're really receptive to what I can offer, and I don't mind, showing showing people my skills, or giving people my time, or like helping people out. Like I'm always open for that. And I think it's been a fun time. And I've been telling every time I get up on a stage, I always say 2023, for some reason, it's just gonna be big. And I have a
Nice.
feeling a lot of people, a lot of projects are working toward greatness this year, and I just it's a manifest for everybody that I know and everybody that I work with that 2023 is going to be the year for everyone, and
Amen.
I'm gonna keep saying that every day because that's what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bring some of that my way too, man.
Oh yeah, you got it, dude.
2023.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Now, I'm trying to think back to that interview. Did you say that you were on a one other chain before H bar, or you were looking around and found H bar?
Yeah, when I came in, I was a noob on just blockchains in general. So that's why my first Panda collection, the blockchain pandas, like they had like different logos of blockchains inside that panda. So like he was in the cube and it was either H bar, like the logo of H bar falling on him, or the the Bitcoin falling on him, or Polygon falling on top of him like little stars just hitting him, because I didn't know that you had to like choose a specific like chain or a hash graph with Hedera, and I didn't know if you had to choose one in order to like work with, you know, in that kind of realm. So when I launched it,
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Why is a Bitcoin here?" or "Why is Polygon here?" But then you had the people like, "Oh, that's cool! Like there's a Polygon, or oh, there's Bitcoin. I like that one, and I want to get it." And I was like, "Okay, wait." And then that's when I started learning, and I was like, "Wait a minute, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that." But I mean, it's still, it opened up like different people, like, you know, talking to me, which is pretty cool. And you know, I learned, but looking back, like, I mean, those right now are going pretty high in price range because I didn't mint that many of them. And because when that whole thing happened, that's when we as a Hedera lost our function to even mint anything. So when that happened, it was, I just minted like whatever I could, and I didn't even have that many. So now it's like they're scarce, which is pretty cool, and they're really limited. And I want to make sure whoever's holding those is going to get, you know, I want to make sure I take care of them, because those are like, to me, that's like the OGs for me right there. And I want to make sure like everybody who's holding one of those, like I got to keep those guys like, you know, good, because they were, you know, they were my first my first
Right.
sales. So yeah, so I'm really excited that those were out there. I'm really excited that I was able to do that. But you know, learning that, that's when I got into HBAR. Robos, I don't know if you know Robos. He's the one who got me into HBAR, and he taught me how to, like, you know, really set up a wallet and stuff like that, and you know, get my stuff out there. And so every time I also talk about it, I always shout him out, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on this chain, on this well, not chain, the hash graph, but you know what I mean, on Hedera in general.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be here. It's really cool. But yeah, that answers that question.
You know, that's pretty awesome. So, like when you went to go work with Creamies for like the bazooka cannon truck that you did, I forget the
Mhm.
exact name, but I know it was dope. And you had like the anime music playing with it and everything like that. That was super cool, man. So, like, how long did that take for you to make? And you know, to, is it something that just hits you and you're like, whoa, like this is exactly what I'm gonna do? Or is it something that like you work at, like, you know, throughout the week? Like maybe I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, you know. Like, how's your thought process?
Yeah, the ice cream trucks.
Yep.
The Creamies collab was about four individual little ice cream kind of trucks, and I had like the regular one, the cream Zuka one, um, and then there's a panda cream one where he's like kind of cruising through like a little village, and then I had the one I really loved the most was like the sci-fi one, the really cool synth wave like ice cream truck
Mm,
floating in like the city and stuff. Well,
yes.
those trucks act they some of them came to me right away where I was like, "Oh, I want to try this," and then, you know, go with it. But the which one came to me really quick? I think the cream Zuka one came to me quick because there was a conversation that we were having one day, and someone said Fud Zuka, and it was just funny to me. And I was like, "Wait, what if I do like a cream zuka and then like it's like the tank and then it spits out like the coins. And so that one was like pretty good. But the original the main ice cream truck took me a bit because I tried different ways, like various ways to do it, and it just looked like weird for some reason. Like it's in my head, it wasn't like matching, what I was doing like in the 3D realm. So what happened was that with that one is that during the whole process of them setting up the cream lands, they were showing little, I guess, land sneak peeks, and one of them had an ice cream truck, and it was branded for the pandas, and I was like, oh my god, like this is so cool because I didn't even know they were going to do that. So it pretty much made me scrap everything I did just to make it look like that specific truck. And so so all my ideas that I had prior to that, I was like, no, this is not going to work because I like this one's already like kind of it's on the land itself too. If you go on Creamland, you'll see the little truck, and that's where I
Oh
got
yeah, it's like the
that.
top right.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I got that idea from. And I was just like, okay, how can I make this into 3D? And then so what I did is, well, I recreated the truck, and then I made the coins kind of fall from under the truck and kind of fill up in like a little pool. So like it kind of fills up and like the coins start falling out of the pool because there's just like a whole bunch of like cream coins coming out. And so, but it in total, it probably took me lost me again. Oh, there we go. Sorry. In total, it probably took me a good, I would say, week for each one, because it was like juggling, work, family life, stuff like that. So it probably took me like a week for each one because I wanted to make the animation right. I wanted it to be AR too. So whoever holds those, they do get the AR function. They get the little GLB file with it. So they can actually pop the trucks out and have them anywhere. And it took me a bit to actually work with the AR stuff because I wanted to be like exactly right, and I was able to get every truck to be 3D. And so I think that's what took me the longest is just to make sure that everything like worked out. So probably like a week, about a week for each truck. So and there's still gonna be a fifth one because there was supposed to be five, and I only put four. So there's going to be one more coming out, and I already have the idea. I just haven't sat down and work with it. But that one's going to probably go on. Well, I don't want to spoil it. So, but when it comes out, you guys will see it. But it's going to look cool because I already talked to Guac and Monk about it. So everything should be going good. I just got to sit down and make it. But it's going to be another car or truck, or I don't know what it's going to be, and it's going to look cool. So I'm excited for that. I totally, honestly, I forgot about it until we're talking about it right now. but but it's coming, guys. It's coming. There's going to be a fifth truck coming, and it's going to look cool, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
That is awesome, dude. So I guess the main question, without being said, is when do you sleep?
Oh man, my wife tells me the same thing, dude. I'm so bad at that. Like I'll stay up late just nitpicking things or drawing or just coming up with different ideas. Like it's bad. It's bad on my health, I know, but I don't sleep that well, man. I don't, and not because I'm stressed or anything. It's more because I have so many ideas and I want to get them out that my mind's just like, no, you have to sleep at 3 or something and wake up at 5 because you have stuff to do, buddy. And I'm like, but that's just how my mind works, man. Like, it's constant. And I wouldn't change it until, well, if I get sick for it, then I probably would change it, but I wouldn't change it right now because that's how my mind works, man. It's never ending. And I mean, yeah, hopefully like whatever I come out with, like you'll know that, oh, pandas probably didn't sleep that night to create this. So I'm gonna enjoy this a little bit more. Like, hopefully.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get framed and put it on my wall.
Oh man, see that's what I that's what I envisioned when I started, because a lot of my stuff was video stuff, and that was before video was really like popular to be in a wallet. So when I came out, like, it was just like, oh, what do you mean my video's not going to play on the Hashback app? What's up with that? Like, it was just like a big old cross, and I had to message them every day to be like, when are you guys gonna get this to work? And because I needed to work, because it makes no sense for people to buy an NFT of mine and not be able to see it. But yeah, what I envisioned before is when I started, I was like, oh man, it's so cool that people would actually use NFTs, put them on their walls on a monitor or something. And every time I envisioned it, it was always like, okay, this would look cool on a wall. Like, oh, imagine seeing the little cruiser panda like race, but like on a monitor somewhere. And I always envisioned that. And hopefully soon, I mean, when people get like little more when they start utilizing like picture frames and stuff like that, they'll be able to implement those videos on them. I think it'd be pretty cool.
You know, that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. We actually have somebody who messaged me a question for you. It says, can you ask if the OG collection gives us total access to everything in Panda World?
Which OG collection?
I'm guessing the
blockchain?
Blockchain Panda.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be a lot coming up. Like I said, for the OGs, I am still getting everything set up in a sense to figure it out. But you know, whoever's holding these, really, I call them vintage now. It's been like, you know how it is in Web3, but these vintage pandas, like, you're gonna be able to get some cool stuff. I mean, you're whitelisted for sure. That's like a definite. And yeah, there's, like I said, with Altlantis, when I get that all set up, and I start getting like airdrop set up and, you know, stuff like that, like you'll be getting some cool stuff. So yes. Yes, I can say yes. Yeah.
All right. That's awesome. And it's funny how Web3 moves so fast that you can say that. And people are like, sir, didn't you just come out with that like 6 months ago? I'm like, yeah, but this is Web3.
Yeah, it's Web3. It's like old.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And, you know, it's the same thing with technology, you know, for it. It's just, you know, like with programming, like, yeah, you need C++, you need this and that, JavaScript. But, you know, like 6 months later, it's either upgraded or there's a new language already. You know, like, oh, here comes Python, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It all moves fast.
And now with AI too and all that fun stuff happening,
yeah.
it's gonna get crazier, guys. Like, and I'm here for it, so it's all good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. If nobody has any other questions, I'm going to go to the commercial break for a minute. We come back and go from there.
Sounds good.
Hey Dad, can I have dessert?
Did you ask your mother, dear?
Hey Mom, can I have dessert, please?
Did you eat your vegetables, dear?
Yeah, but I didn't want to. I just wanted something sweet.
Well, there's creamies in the icebox.
Thanks, Mom!
Gee golly, dear. I'm so thankful for Creamies because we all know that they don't make ice cream like they used to. Back in the good old days. Creamies NFTs. Creamies, there's something sweet. Creamies, you don't have to worry, cause once you turn your head, they'll rug you in a hurry. Creamies! Creamies may provide rug. We are not responsible for rugs. They will rug. We interrupt our scheduled broadcast to bring to you breaking news from Hedera Hall. Thanks, Anakin. This is Joe Peralta, reporting live from Hedera Hall. There seem to be multiple salsa-shaped objects floating above us. My word, Joe. Who are they?
As they looked onto what they couldn't understand, a heaviness in their hearts said, "We are not alone."
Anakin, the ship landed. They're stepping out. I can't believe it. My God, Joe. Spill the beans. What do they look like? Are they little green men?
Are they space monsters?
It wasn't a man.
It wasn't a man.
It wasn't green. It wasn't. They were floppies. They
Or Metavision.
All right, we're back. We are Metavision. Guess if nobody has any questions, we can go over the news. Is any new news anybody wants to talk about? I'll be taking people up front to bring up anything they think is relevant. Let's see. Oh, gee. Boom. Hey, Snow G, how you doing?
Yeah, doing well, sir. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Appreciate Panda. It's a pleasure to be here with community. I want to ask you, Panda, how long are you are on the 3D path, bro?
I've been doing 3D for it's been about a year and a half now.
Amazing, bro. Year and a half. That's all.
Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah, man, you're doing well too, dude. Like all the stuff that you're coming out. I love that fishbowl. It's so
Yeah,
sick.
appreciate.
And
But
then
the point is,
and this
the point is, I on the 3D since 2000. You know what I mean? And you got here a year and a half. Is amazing, bro. Really, really, congrats for that goal, bro.
I appreciate you. That means a lot, man. Coming from you, this guy makes some awesome videos for the Beast, and he's doing some cool skateboarding ones that I've seen, and they look so fluid. And yeah, man, it shows that you have been working on your talent for a while now, and I really dig it. And yeah, I appreciate what you're saying right now, and I can't wait to see what else you come up with.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
All right. Anybody else want to come up? Anybody have any questions? If not, I'm just going to go ahead and add on some news that I think might be relevant for everybody to talk about. All right. So as of right now, Ledger Nano X has a possible backdoor security issue. As far as they're saying, that model is available to do a seed recovery system that they're going to be doing. Where, as far as I understand, it's 3 companies hold pieces of your key, of your seed phrase. And when you call this service, they're going to be able to, unlock it for you, which would mean that they have some kind of backdoor access to the Ledger Nano X. And that's causing a lot of security issues right now, or scares that, and making people feel like it's unsafe. Now, me personally, I have the Nano X and I have the Nano S, and I mainly use the S because my Bluetooth is messed up on my X. What do you guys think? We have approved. Hey, what's going on, man? Can you hear us?
Yo.
Yo. Can you hear me?
Yo. Yep.
What's up? I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Finish the Ledger news.
Oh, that's it for right now with the Ledger news. The whole thing is, they created the Ledger as in, it's your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. And it's supposed to be totally separate. It's a cold wallet, but now to think that you may try to transfer something or, do whatever you got to do, the minute that it touches your computer, if it has some kind of back door already built in for them to be able to do something like that, I would think that it's, not as secure as they would have led you to believe.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I just read an article that said that now that there's a back door, if the FBI wants to subpoena your funds, they can.
Right. Yeah, that's also a big issue.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think why they would do that. And obviously, I think we're going to see a lot of companies start to lay in bed with the feds as we see like the next wave of NFTs, and we see this thing.
Sorry about that.
You're good, man. You're good.
Over there rocking out, my boy. What's up, Panda?
I pressed the wrong button, dude. Sorry, dude. I was trying to change my oh, dude. Maybe later. My bad.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy to me that people are buying these ledgers. And Nano X came out, last year, almost a year from now. And this was something that was already implemented because I know mine didn't get updated. Mine hasn't been plugged in, so for something like that to happen, this has already been in there and they just didn't tell anybody, like I would have at least have thought that there was an update or like some kind of thing they sent you that said, hey, this is our future plan. This is the schematics of our device. And, there's possibly this, that, and the third. Because this is kind of like a blindside situation. Like, oh, hey, we could get in your ledger to reset it for you. Oh. What do you think, Jedi? Got your hand up.
Good evening. Sorry, I was out trying to get my 10,000 steps in, and it's really started to rain, and internet was just trash, so I couldn't even come up to request, but I'm back at the house now. So as far as the ledger is concerned, you guys already know my distrust for all things that are tied to any type of authority. The timeline and this information coming out with everything that's going on with BRICS Nation and basically all federal governments trying to basically crumble the ideology of decentralization and crypto being a relevant thing. Of course, it's inevitable, it's coming, but they're also trying to instill and usher in CBDCs and basically crush public sentiment in a positive aspect for what crypto truly is and will become. The timeline just seems exceptionally fishy to me. And like you said, it's not something that was as a result of an update. This was programmed into the hardware. So it just seems to me like, another kind of circus act where people act surprised from the company. Like, oh, we have no idea how that could have possibly happened. Like, okay, but it's programmed into the hardware. So that's my take on it.
Right. Okay. Wait a second, I'm reading something. So the ruler just sent me something and it makes sense. So he said it's for the people, from what he hears, it's for the people that don't feel safe storing their own seed phrase. And if it's something as in I'd have to actually like reach out and give that to them in some kind of way for them to hold it and then get back to me when I needed them down the line, then I'd feel safer. Right now, this is just the information that we have right now. If he's right, then I feel better. And if it's still just like they're able to connect to your ledger, then I don't like that. All right.
I did have a question for Panda though.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
So, bro, I'm just curious as when you first got into Web3, what was the chain that you were introduced to, and how did you get to HBAR? And like, what's your decision with like dropping with HBAR specifically?
Well, when I started, I was a noob, and my friend Fresh, I was actually talking to him about it because he lives in the same city I do, and what I do on the side, sometimes I'll do flyers for, local bars, and he was one of them. So like we've been working for a bit, and I started doing a lot of motion stuff, And he just like started saying like, "Hey, like, have you heard of NFTs before?" And I was like, "Nope." He's all, "Well," and then he started like on his little spiel about NFTs, and it just blew my mind up. And I was like, okay. So I went down the rabbit hole that everybody usually does when, especially if you're a creator and you want to learn about something. And I went down a rabbit hole and I didn't understand anything. And I was just like, what is all this stuff? But it seems really cool. And I guess it's real, like, you know, especially for a creator to be able to like, do art and get it across like the world, that's how I saw it. Because when I was doing stuff, I was doing art shows and, selling t-shirts and, posters and, doing just, random art stuff. And for it to, that's what kind of gravitated me toward NFTs in general, is just like the whole art aspect of it and being able to create something and, like I said, like get it across the world and like get more eyes on it. And that was my whole, love for it. And so when I started looking around, I think I was reading up about Ethereum, because of course that was like the most, popular thing. Like you put NFTs and it's always like OpenSea, or what was the other, Rarible, or, those particular websites. And I was like, okay. So I started like reading up on them. And then Fresh one night, he sent me like a little flyer for VCZ. And I was like, what is this? And he's like, yeah, like this guy's going to be making these bears and it's like Kanye inspired. And I was like, what? I was like, where's he doing it on? Like, where can I set something up like this? And he's like, oh, they're doing it on Hedera. And I'm like, what's that? And another rabbit hole. And the whole thing with Hedera is like, of course, the price of it, there's no gas fees or anything like that. It's like the speed of it and being able to get like a whole collection out there for little to nothing, and for people actually to buy it without worrying about like gas wars, or I'm still learning about that stuff right now, but having to worry about gas and having to watch over it, and just knowing that Hedera doesn't have any of that, and they can just pick up one of your pieces, just that's what drew me. And so when I was looking into like different collections, well, of course I jumped into like Discord. I've never used Discord before, and I jumped to the VCZ one, and then I started like going on Twitter, and that's when I met Robos, and I messaged Robos and I was like, hey man, I love your stuff, like how did you set it up? And I didn't think that he was gonna answer me back, because I'm just a noob coming in and not knowing what he's doing. And sure enough, he got back to me. Robo's like spent like a good couple of hours with me, like teaching me stuff, and he sent me some HBAR so I could practice minting on what we had back then was Exact Wallet. And so he was teaching me how to mint on that. I was like, oh, this is perfect, like this is going to go good with what I had in mind. And by the time I set it up, that's when like the whole blip happened and we weren't able to do anything. So, but anyways, but that's like my whole like entryway into this whole like Web3 world. But if it wasn't for Fresh, if it wasn't for my wife pushing me also, because she also said like, your art is going to be perfect for this. Like you have to do this, because like you always try different things, and this is going to be a new thing for you to try. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. So it was just all that coming together, but having friends, family, everybody just to push me toward that way. I was like, let's go, let's try something out. And of course, like I was saying, the blockchain pandas, when they came out, I really didn't know what I was doing. Like, and I feel that I met a lot of people during that. So in retrospect, I did know what I was doing, because I learned, I met people. I created close relationships with friends that I met along the way. And yeah, like I can totally say like it's online friends, but I mean, I talk to them more than I do my own family. So everybody I talk to, I see them all as family. So I feel the growth and the path that I went toward all it's been good. But yeah, it's my long-winded way of how I got into Web3. I I always do that. I'll start talking slowly and I'll just get excited, and then you're not going to shut me up.
No, I could definitely hear the passion in your journey, bro. I appreciate you sharing that, man.
Yeah,
It's dope to get to know you a little bit better, bro.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
The wives make us better, man.
Oh, dude, amazing! They're amazing. They push you. They got your back, and mine's like, oh man, I don't even know what it. I want to get all
Blessed.
emotional, so we'll just we'll just say blessed.
Yeah,
but
absolutely,
yeah.
man. Just say it, blessed. Yep, that's awesome. Yeah. On the next news, I'm not sure how many people follow XRP, but the Hinman files are set to be made public. Another one. Recent MetaMask policy contract agreement states that you can't sue them if anything happens to you in your wallet. Now, that's the shortened version of it, but that's the gist. I thought that was pretty crazy. Because I know half the time that I go on my MetaMask, I just kind of click accept and keep it moving. I think a lot of people did, and I think a lot of people were fooled by that big change in policy by them doing it that way. And that's really it, guys. It's been almost an hour. This is the end of the show for the most part. Does anybody have any questions? And do you have any feedback for the show? What would make it better? Just anything. Throw it at me.
This is my first time on your show, Hashgraph. Can you do like a little spiel about who you are, what you do here at Hashgraph Radio?
I am the founder of Hashgraph Radio. I work with Italian Jedi and our friend Nicholas, sorry. I work with our friend Nick, and we basically just, bring the news and stuff like that. We actually started out kind of being like a think tank, and we were trying to come up with all these different things that would help out with, other people's projects, and that's how we actually started coming out with a lot of our commercials and stuff like that. Like we made the one thing for Metavision, we made the thing for Creamies, and we just kept moving with that. But we always had these two ideas: make a radio show and to, help out other projects along the way. And so we would always just keep coming out with new ideas, doing commercials, stuff like that. We're actually in talks right now with NFTer trying to do something special with them as well. And I realized I said Nick. I shouldn't have said Nick. It's not Nick. Our partner's name is Harry. His last name is Nicholson. But that's really it, man. It's nothing really too complicated with us. If you're a project and you need help with anything when it comes to media, music, commercials, airtime, just anything like that, just, hit us up. Everything that you heard today, music and the commercials, were made by us. We did, the Citadel wallet commercial, the first one that they had. We did that. We did one of Hedera Yacht Club's first videos that they had, and so on and so forth. We're actually helping the Returnals right now as well when it comes to their Mad Scientists audio tapes that he's releasing.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I'm new to HBAR. I got connected to this HBAR community through Metavision. So shout out to them. That was my first HBAR wallet and NFT ever. Now I'm here with Panda. I'm in that Discord, just vibing with what he's building over here. So definitely be dope to connect with you more. I have a show on Sundays. I won't show myself, but if I could connect with you and create some little promos or some little things, then that'd be dope too.
Absolutely. Our doors are always open for honestly whatever it is. We've tackled a wide range of really everything. We did recently the podcast show. It was a crime show for Creamies. The first episode came out about 2 weeks ago. So Hey, man, anything. The sky's the limit. We would love to connect with you. Absolutely love it.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
Felix in the building. Web3's latest sensation.
Happy to have you.
I'm glad to be here. King Komu, thank you so much, homie. You're a fucking legend. I appreciate you. I just wanted to come up here and say hi. I see that the HBAR community is going hard right now. So shout out to you all. Just here to listen.
Well, we are happy to have you, man. We'll be doing this space every week. It's going to replace our weekly releases that we've been doing. And for those who don't know, we also have monthlies that we release every month. And it's basically what this show was, with more story to it and, commercials and everything like that. It's like actually listening to a television show, that goes over everything. You got characters and so on and so forth, and a building story and timeline. So, we'll be here next week. It'll be the same time, 6 p.m. We'll have different guests each time. And, if not, you guys feel free to come up, talk about whatever's on your mind. As long as it's PG, we're about it. All right, guys, it's about that time. Unless anybody else has anything to say, I appreciate you guys coming. It was a real blessing to have you here. I love all the attention that we're getting. Thank you for Panda for showing up, making the space what it is, and continue to just, show us how to move through and continue to grind on. Real inspiration, real OG. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a blessed day.